Okay, so, it's that time of year again where I just get this urge to, I don't know, I just want to kind of like curl up on the couch with a mug of hot chocolate and just like dive into those classic holiday movies.
Oh,
There's
absolutely.
something so comforting and magical about them.
Yes.
And today we're going to do a deep dive into one that's, I think it's safe to say, practically a holiday institution. Frosty the Snowman.
Oh, yeah, a classic.
But, we're going to go beyond just the surface level, the simple story, right? We're
Yeah.
going to dig into like the deeper themes, the symbolism, and the storytelling techniques that make this film so enduring.
I think what always gets me about Frosty is how it manages to be both like a really fun, lighthearted story for kids, but then also there's this like layer of almost a commentary on the whole like the fleeting nature of childhood, you know?
Yeah, I see
It's
that.
kind of it's kind of bittersweet in a way.
It is. It totally is. And it all starts with that setting, right? That unnamed town
Yes.
covered in that fresh, crisp snow. It's almost like they're inviting us, the viewers, to kind of put our own childhood memories onto that blank canvas.
Oh, for sure.
And then we get those school children, and they are so excited about the snow, but they're totally unimpressed by Professor Hinkle's magic show. Like, it's just not doing it for them.
That's so true.
Almost like they're craving something real, something more magical. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. It's like they can sense that Hinkle's magic is all like smoke and mirrors. It's all tricks. It's not really like genuine wonder. And his frustration with them, with their indifference, it kind of speaks to how, as adults, we kind of lose touch with that.
Oh, 100%. And then there's that moment, right, where he throws his hat away in this fit of like pique.
Yes.
It's not just a random act, is it?
No, no, no.
It's like he's literally discarding like the magic, that spark that he's lost.
Right.
And then that hat, that discarded hat, it becomes the catalyst for Frosty. It's almost like magic itself is looking for someone who still believes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. And the children, especially Karen, the way they build Frosty, it's just so pure, so innocent.
That's it.
There's no like hesitation. There's no cynicism.
There's no overthinking it.
They just believe.
You just go for it.
And it's a beautiful reminder of like the power of that childlike faith.
It really is. And then we get that line, that iconic line, "Happy birthday."
Oh my gosh, yes.
It's so simple, but it's so effective.
It establishes his whole personality.
Right. His joy, his optimism, it's all right there.
Instantly. You can't help but smile when you hear it. It's just pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Hmm.
But then, lurking in the background, we have Hinkle.
Oh, yeah.
And he represents this very different side of adulthood, right?
Totally.
He wants the hat back,
Mm.
not to rediscover any, like, lost wonder, but to exploit it.
Yes.
He sees magic as a means to an end.
He wants to control it.
Yes.
He wants to profit from it.
And it's interesting how that one motivation, like, changes the whole tone of the story, right?
Right.
You've got this conflict, this clash between, like, innocence and cynicism. It's so real.
Yeah.
And poor Hocus Pocus, just caught in the middle.
I know. I always felt bad for him. He's just trying to do his best,
He's trying to navigate between Hinkle's demands and his own, like, affection for Frosty.
He's not bad like Hinkle,
No.
but he's not like fully free like Frosty and the kids.
Is that in between?
Yeah, he's that struggle to hold on to the magic even when you're, getting older.
That's a good way to put it. So then Frosty realizes he's melting.
Oh.
And the children, they don't even hesitate.
They know what they're going to do.
They're like, we got to get him to the North Pole.
Yeah.
It's this instinct, right?
Yeah.
To protect him, this innocent, joyful being.
They know they have to, even if it means putting themselves at risk.
Even if it's dangerous. And that urgency, that race against time, it's like a metaphor, right?
Totally.
For how fleeting childhood is.
It's a reminder that those carefree days, the wonder, it doesn't last forever.
And that parade scene, oh my gosh, it's just so poignant.
It is.
The children, they're ecstatic, they're dancing, they're singing with Frosty.
Yeah.
And the adults, they're either oblivious or annoyed. They're just caught up in their own, like, holiday stress.
The filmmakers, the way they visually represent that disconnect, it's brilliant.
Oh, it's masterful.
The colors, the vibrancy of Frosty and the kids against those kind of muted, drab tones of the adults' world.
Yes.
It's subtle, but it's so effective.
It really highlights that growing gap between like innocence and experience.
For sure.
And then we get that train sequence, the landscape's changing, getting colder, more desolate.
It's like a visual representation of what's happening to Frosty.
Right, his own condition deteriorating. And that cliffhanger ending, oh my gosh. Karen's freezing, Frosty's not sure what to do, Hinkle's still after them.
It kind of leaves you hanging, doesn't it?
It does, it does.
But I think it's intentional, you know? It forces us to face the fact that even the most magical things, they're temporary.
That's a good point.
It's kind of bittersweet, but it's a reminder to appreciate those moments of joy and wonder while they last.
You know, Frosty the Snowman, it may seem like a simple story on the surface, but it's full of symbolism, subtext.
So much depth.
It celebrates childhood wonder, mourns its loss, and even kind of comments on how society, like, pushes aside imagination.
For practicality.
For practicality, yeah. But at its core, it reminds us that magic is still possible if we just open ourselves to it.
And I think that's why it resonates with so many people year after year. It taps into that longing for a time when everything felt possible, you know, when the world was full of wonder.
I think you hit the nail on the head there. Frosty the Snowman. It's a true holiday classic, a film that deserves to be watched and rewatched and appreciated for all its layers. And hey, before we wrap up, don't forget to, like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite films.
More deep dives.
We've got so many more to explore. Until next time, happy viewing.
Happy viewing.